from Christians was that this guy has nothing to do with us. He has nothing to do with Christianity. His actions are so beyond the pale of anything that you could just subscribe to as mainstream Christian ideas that he is just not Christian, regardless of how he defines himself. I get that. You hear the same thing from Muslims all the time. You see the grotesque actions of these militants like ISIS and Al-Qaeda, the murderous ideology that they are implanting upon large parts of the Middle East. And of course, it's perfectly natural for Muslims to look at that and say, that has nothing to do with us. That is so far removed from anything that can be subscribed to as mainstream Islamic thought or ideas or beliefs that they are not Muslims. I get that, but it's not very helpful, and frankly, it's not true. A Muslim is whoever says he's a Muslim. The end. A Christian is whoever says he's a Christian. A Jew is whoever says he's a Jew. If you are saying that this is your identity and that you are acting according to your identity, then we should probably just take your word for it. Because it is not helpful to just simply say, no, that has nothing to do with religion, it has nothing to do with Christianity, it has nothing to do with Islam whatsoever. That doesn't solve any problems. Because like it or not, these actions are being done in the name of specific religion. So how do we confront that? What do we do about that? Well, I think that the knee-jerk response, and it's a response that we're getting a lot nowadays, is to just simply blame religion, right? If ISIS is killing in the name of Islam, then it's Islam's fault, right? If the price tag terrorists that the Israeli government itself refers to as Jewish terrorists are terrorizing and killing and vandalizing in the name of Judaism, then it's Judaism's fault. I understand that response too. It's just a very simple and unsophisticated way of thinking. Listen, I am totally fine with you blaming Islam for ISIS. If you want to place the responsibility for ISIS on Islam, that's fine with me. As long as you also credit Islam for the people who are fighting ISIS. Because while it's true that ISIS are Muslim, so are the tens of thousands of people who are battling against ISIS right now. So are the tens of thousands of victims of ISIS. They're all Muslim too. So if ISIS is Muslim, but the people that they're killing are also Muslim, and the people who are fighting ISIS are also Muslim, what does that say about Islam? Not much, actually. Nothing significant. Nothing that you can, make some grand generalizations about. If you want to blame religion for all the bad things that religion does, fine. As long as you are willing to credit religion for all the good things that religion does, then I'm okay with that. But of course, that's usually not the case. The issue for us, those of us who are faithful, those of us who perhaps do not have a faith, but at the very least have a far more sophisticated understanding of religion and faith, is how to confront religious radicalism, religious militancy. Is it to simply blame religion and try to excise religion from public life? Because that's absurd. That's not going to happen. Or is it the case that what we need is for religious people who share the faith of those faiths that are being used to promote bigotry and misogyny and violence and intolerance? Is it the responsibility of those people to counter-ideologize these ideologies? Is it the responsibility of people of faith to come up with a response, a counter to these theologies, to these arguments? That's a conversation that I would be very interested in having with you guys. My personal opinion, and I believe this truly to be the case, is that the answer to religious misogyny is religious feminism. That the answer to religious war is religious peace. That the answer to religious intolerance is religious pluralism. That to confront the negative ways in which religion is used in society requires religious people who are willing to be as loud, as bold, as fearless in promoting the positive ways in which religion plays a role in the society. And then, I think, we can have a much more robust, much more meaningful conversation about the role of religion in the world today. Thank you very much.